Hello again, YouTube! This is Dr. Kendo, and I'm back with another Scribblenauts Unlimited object editor creation commentary. I upload these usually every Sunday, but occasionally, like today, there will be more than one in a week, as this is being uploaded on a Tuesday. There is a reason for that too, and that's because today is another Patreon create video. The decision of what character to create is usually done by whatever is most popular, most requested each week by the most amount of different viewers. So that's how the Sunday episodes go, but this being a Patreon create video means that someone has donated via my Patreon page to get their item automatically created on the final reward tier, and it helps everyone again because it doesn't take up the Sunday slot, and now everybody gets to benefit from seeing 2 episodes this week instead of the usual 1. So today, a big thank you to J.E. Sentry, who put in the donation again to my Patreon page's final reward tier, and he has requested for his choice of objects to be automatically made that we create specifically the T-800 from the Terminator 2 Judgment Day movie, and the battle-damaged version of it. So that's what we've got coming up for you now. And we started off with a supermodel as the source object. You want the male supermodel. You can keep on the legs, but remove everything else. And we've got the torso, of course. Now, if you're typing in, I see what you did there, that's actually going to, it doesn't sound like it, but it's going to create a human right here. And you want to take that person's arms right there for the I see what you did there. And we're going to also take the back arm. So there we got the front arm just now and painted it the same color as the jacket and everything. That's why we chose the supermodel, not only because he's got the chiseled chest like Arnold Schwarzenegger, but he's also got the patented leather jacket. Not patented, I guess, but the well-known leather jacket and stuff from the movie, the biker gear. We'll get into that in a second. Glow stick, we can give it this kind of weird pattern right here and paint it silvery gray, and those glow sticks will serve as some zipper parts on each side for obviously the jacket to zip up. A buckle, we use that, and the buckle just goes down there where the belt buckle should be. And so then I'm going to do a zipper for one of the pocket zippers. So this time you can actually type in zipper for that if you want to do it by this design, of course. Wedge is actually what we're going to use next, and we're going to go with the wedge tool instead of the wedge shoes because it will give you the option for both. Now the wedge tool, it's like a triangle type shape. We're going to use that as another part of this jacket's flaps right there coming over the front, and so we want those behind the zipper pieces that were glow sticks, but down below the supermodel's jacket. Cocoon is going to be for the shoe with the letter I as well. The I is going to be kind of the sole or the base of the shoe at the bottom, whereas the cocoon is sort of the main part of the shoe. And so then I'm going to go with mica. This is actually going to be an object that we create not as a separate head and a body. Most of the time I do that nowadays in this series because this game, although called Scribblenauts Unlimited, it does have a limited amount of stamp space, meaning you can't just use as many stamp objects as you want to create your object overall. You do have a limit. We took the middle body piece of a worm after putting that nose down right here. That worm body piece is going to be for sunglasses, the lens right there of the sunglasses, and this will actually be a new stamp right here is going to be a nudie branch. It's pronounced differently based on which part of the world you live in.
Nudie branch.
Nudie branch.
And you can take that little, I don't know, strange antenna thing on the top right side of the nudie branch's head, and so that's going to be for the mouth right here. I like it because it's just sort of a thin, semi-long piece or whatever, but one thing about the T-800, you know, or Arnold Schwarzenegger playing the Terminator, it's a being that doesn't have a lot of the physical human emotions, you know, it doesn't smile a whole lot or anything like that, you know, it's kind of just a neutral expression on the face, and so I thought that nudie branch antenna piece worked out really well for that right there. And we can also use that same piece for the middle of the sunglasses, you know, so to connect those 2 worm body pieces right there. And the letter I was the end of the sunglasses that goes over the ear, you know, basically. So the 2 handles for the sunglasses, we can just use 1 letter I for that. So here we're now editing the properties of our character, and this is just where you do health and background information for your item. So I like to read background information and fun facts about whatever we create in this series. Please excuse if you hear anything wrong with my voice. I'm trying my best right now, but I pretty much got sick while I was at PAX South. It's kind of bound to happen, but also a lot has been going on in my own personal life, and so it's just like stress and no time to rest ever, no time to get healthy. This happens to me probably 3 times a year. I just get sick because I go. I'm trying, everybody. But anyway, let's read about the Terminator T-800. So here we go. The Cyberdyne Systems Model 101 Series 800 version 2.4 infiltration Generation Combat Unit, also known as the T-800, was sent from the future to protect a young John Connor, and it was sent by the older John Connor to protect his younger self in the past. The T-800's biker garb that is so well known for his look comes from the fact that it encountered a group of bikers upon its arrival back in time, and ultimately ends up stealing one's clothing and the bar owner's sunglasses and shotgun. And of course, the Terminator, played by Arnold Schwarzenegger, describes itself in the Terminator 2 Judgment Day movie as a cybernetic organism having living tissue over its metal endoskeleton. So here, as we're showing off kind of how I created the battle damaged Terminator, I just want to note that it is going to be a two-part object this time. So the first one wasn't, because we were able to fit enough stamp space and everything in the right amount of spots and still create it accurately. But this time there's going to be a lot more features and details and stuff that we want to nail down now that we're doing the battle damaged Terminator. Fire Tornado we just typed in, that's actually a new stamp piece, but we've used Tornado before, so very similar, just different coloration. I'll go ahead and say just some little fun facts about the movie itself and the franchise as a whole are that Arnold was actually paid $15 million for the second film, with a total of 700 words of dialogue, and that comes out to $21,429 per word. So the famous phrase, "Hasta la vista, baby," earned him $85,716. Also, just to end off, speaking of well-known phrases, the quote, "I'll be back," was originally written in the script as "I'll come back," and Arnie himself once said in an interview that they actually even wanted it to be "I will be back," since the Terminator is a cybernetic being and they wanted it to talk a little bit more straightforward and robotic-like. So instead of "I'll be back," it was going to be like "I will be back." Well, fortunately for all of us, we ended up with the famous "I'll be back" in the end. And so yes, you can see a bunch of new stamps here though. We have the rivet, which is what I'm typing in now. That'll be for the piece of leg that's exposed, showing off the endoskeleton parts. So you should also see everything that was typed in up until this point, but we've also got a fingerless glove, not only for the glove part that's actually ripped up and stuff on the hand to our left, it would be the T-800's right hand, but it's also some flaps on the pants of the other leg. So T-800's left leg to our right, you notice it was behind the rivet and all that. And so here is the head. It looks insane like this with all damaged up and stuff. And so we got a goldfish bottom fin for the white of his eye right there, and just a whole bunch of other details. So we'll go ahead and type in P, that's P-E-A, of course, not only for the little red dot right there for one of the eyes, but also for the colored part or the iris of his eye that's actually looking normal to our right side. Scorpion, we can take that tail piece that looks like this right here. We're actually going to use both tail pieces for different things, but you can see here on the forehead it's some of that scarring, but as well as just below this stamp right here, there's a little bit of red, the bloody tissue and everything like that, that's right there. So here's the upper middle tail piece right here, also on the forehead for some more of that endoskeleton piece coming through. And so we'll go with a golf ball next, and the golf ball I just did for the endoskeleton outer eye piece and stuff, so not the red P, but the, again, outer casing. And so a fire tornado, once again, we did this as opposed to a regular tornado simply for the color, the pattern, I guess, on it. So when you color it kind of that red bloody tissue color, then it has a nice little pattern that can fit for the gruesomeness of it all, I guess. And so that's why I went with a fire tornado again, as opposed to a regular tornado. Now we did use a regular tornado, for instance, grabbing that little piece off to the right of the tornado. We did that for some more endoskeleton cybernetic parts showing up beneath the eye here. It's kind of on our left side, but of course the right side of the head there. And so I'll type in the tornado again just to show you that we also use that kind of very bottom piece, but the one that's in the middle, that's just around the T-800 eye, the endoskeleton eye right there, for a lot of the scarring in the tissue down there. Looks good. And now we're going with the nudie branch again, and we're going to take that same little piece that we had before for the sunglasses and the mouth and stuff, not only for the mouth on this one, but also for some scarring and scratches up on the forehead, you know, that scrape right there. And if we type in germ, I just did a little typo, here we go. So germ is the big, huge kind of metal plating right there on the top of the head, kind of in the hair, amidst the hair, I guess. So in this case, since we did create it as a separate head and body object, you want to be sure that the properties editor, you go into the scripting basically on the equipment tab for the head object and check off this little circle down here at the bottom that says can be worn on the face like glasses. You want to be sure that that is filled in. So what that's going to do is when we put the head object into the hands of our body object, you can tell that it is not exactly in the right spot, but it's doing what we want it to do, i.e. it's moving up to where the head is supposed to be. So then we can just go ahead and now to make it look right, we can edit our body object right here, turn on these green grids basically by by pushing that little button over on the left side. It's in the top right of that panel of buttons. Has Maxwell's head, a banana, and wheel dotted lines. Turn that on, see the green grids, move the one where its head is supposed to be, and move that up if you need to move it up, like we do for this creation, for example, because it was way too low, and we moved it one notch forward as well. But basically, you just continuously adjust it until you sort of have it where you feel that you want it to be, so that the head looks like it's accurately on the actual part that it's supposed to be on. So just now fighting off an evil strong man, we're gonna put our Terminator creation to the test, and you can't really type in numbers in this game, so if you saw that I named it Terminator, that's the reason. It's not because I didn't want to call it T-800 or anything like that. It's just that we would have had to actually type out using letters 800, which you could do that as well. So we of course gave him a shotgun here, because he's always got that shotgun in the movie, it seems like, and took out that evil strong man pretty easy. And after seeing him on the motorcycle here, just as a little nod to the movie as well, why not put our battle damaged version against our normal T-800, have them battle it out with their shotguns, dual shotgun battle here, and so it's probably gonna go on for a little while. They are evenly matched. It's just who's gonna get that first shot, or last shot I should say, first. Who's gonna get it? So we might need to skip ahead a little bit here just to get to near the end of the action. And so this is super close. We're down to the last shot, and it looks like the battle damage version is gonna win right here. Again, that was kind of up to chance. It's just who would get that last shot off, the killing blow, and do that first. But ultimately, I do hope that you guys have enjoyed this, of course. Here's a look at our two creations for the day. Come back on Sunday to see a new episode uploaded. I did just want to address one thing. We are going to create more battle cats. People have been asking for them. They are going to get created. There's just a lot to do, you know? It's like I still have to also finish off the Plants vs. Zombies plants for the roof plants and the upgrade plants. And we got some FNAF World stuff to do, you know? So there's a lot still going on. And then we also have Kendo crossover episodes, as well as you guys, just your requests coming in. So please have faith. I'm only one man, and a sick one at that right now. So please understand. But I really appreciate you viewing, and I will catch you on the next vid. And thanks for viewing.
Down the road of twists and turns, always anxious to see what's within. We can look ahead to the point of no return, to the rest of our lives as a spectacle.